Hello everyone, welcome to my live. The topic for the live is already up. I'm going to be talking about using your skill, okay, to make money when you can't find a job. And this live is specifically targeted towards Nigerian students. But whether you're a Nigerian student or not, this live will be beneficial to you. But before I do get into the topic, I'm going to have to sort out my mic so that I don't come across as shouting. At you. Okay, because I'm going to be a bit far from the I'm going to be a bit far. Okay. I need to adjust my belt. Okay. Yeah, if I put it behind, it wouldn't be too much in the... Okay. That is better. A lot better. Okay. Okay. And my earpiece. Okay. Hello. No. Okay. Do bear with me. Hello. Okay, now that's better. That's better. Hello. Okay. I'm set. So okay. So basically today I want to talk about using your skills, okay, to make you money. So some of you who have just finished university, you finished college, and maybe you did a vocational course at college, and now you're finished and you're looking for a job because you don't want to go to uni. You're looking for jobs in your country, however, you don't seem to find, or you can't seem to find the job that you actually are qualified to do, and you end up having to beg your government, like the bare minimum and all of that, and settle in for whatever the government offers you, okay, which is not much, okay, and they only do that when it's time for elections and, when they want something in return for your vote or for your favor. And that is not the position where God wants you, the Nigerian youth, young people, to be. That's not the position that God wants you to be in. For those of you who are not believers, you may be wondering, like, why are you talking about God? I am a Christian. I am a believer. I'm not just a Christian. I'm a born-again believer. And so today's live was actually instructed by God to share with you the Nigerian students. And it's going to be a consecutive couple of lives. And then you'll have the opportunity to send me a DM through my charity to be, if you want to be taught how to build business using your skill. Okay, using your skill. And you can do that business within your own country. You don't have to travel to where I am. And so even if you are a student in the UK but you're from Nigeria, this would still apply to you. Especially if you're planning on going back to Nigeria. Let me just sort out my internet because it keeps cutting out and I want to know why. Okay, it seems to be okay for now. So what is it that you're good at? What is it that you're good at? Some of you are really good at braiding hair. Some of you are really good at braiding hair, like extensions, like mine. I don't know, I'm a bit far away, but like doing braids, okay? Like you're really good at doing braids. Now that is a skill that you can actually monetize, and you can do that from the comfort of your home, especially if you have a room, like a living room space where you can just have your clients come in and you do their hair and you charge them a specific fee. Okay, so whether you are good at doing single plaits, doing twists, doing extensions, doing wigs, doing weaves, you can do that. And you can actually use your social media platform to build this business, okay? So you can start a hairdressing business on the side, okay? While you're looking for a job. If you can't find a job, that's what you can do, okay? And you can target your clients. Not everybody should be your client because not everybody will be able to afford your service. However, there are people who are willing to pay for such a service no matter what the economy is doing, no matter what is happening in the economy. There are women who will pay for their hair to be done. And so you target those women as your target audience. You target, maybe you are really good at doing hair, but you can also do children's hair, so you can do both adults and children's hair. see. So you can target both audiences. There are parents who have girls, they don't know how to do single plaits, they don't know how to plait hair, or they know how to do it but they don't have the time, so they would rather pay someone else to provide that service for them to come and do their children's hair, you know. They could be your audience, they could be your customer base, okay? So that is one area. There are those of you who are really good at, you know, putting on makeup. You are good with beauty, not just makeup, but also like skincare, doing facials. You are good at doing massages, you know, like foot massage, spas, that kind of treatment, those kind of treatments. Again, if you have a specific room within your home, you can actually get a few equipments, get a few products, and market your service using your social media platform. And if you have friends who are also on social media, you can ask them to, you know, if they can share your flyers and your advertisement and stuff like that towards your business, so that other people will know about your business, okay? And you create content around your business, okay? Now, you could do that from home. You could carry out do the treatments, like the facials, the massages, the if you're a makeup artist, you know, if you're really good at makeup, doing makeup, and then what's it called, monetize that. But you don't, with beauty, you don't have to stop at just doing providing the service. You can actually also sell the products. So you can also begin to sell the skincare products. You can begin to sell the makeup products. That's what I used to do, okay, before I came into this business that you see behind me, where it's basically selling high fashion clothing for men and women as well as children, and lifestyle products. I was actually into multi-level marketing, okay, and I used to sell the products, okay, most days, and then on the days that I'm not selling the products, I'll actually go out and carry out a service. So I used to do foot spas, and I used to do hand pampering, and I'll do product launches, and people would buy the products, okay? And I'll also do consultations where people wanted to lose weight. So I'll do consultations with them, and they'll buy my weight loss program. And I stopped doing that business, and I went into full-time business, building my own business. Now, I'm not a content creator. However, because of my business, I now create content as a way of marketing my business. So I use my social media platform to market my business, so that it's free marketing. It will cost me my time, yes, and it will cost me the products that I will need to use to do the content. However, I know that I'm going to make that money back, okay? And offline, I also spend money marketing, but it's not as much as it would be, because people no longer pay too much attention to TV adverts. They more scroll through social media. So if you're on YouTube, if you've got TikTok, you've got Facebook, you've got YouTube, you've got Instagram, you've got X, which used to be Twitter, you've got LinkedIn. Those are the platforms you should be using to market your business, Okay. Another area is those of you who are really, they're those of you who are really good at, and this is not just for women, by the way, even men, if you are good at barbering hair, for example, yeah, if you are good at barbering hair, for example, you can cut people's hair using your own space in your home. Have a space where they come in, you make sure that it's tidy, you make sure that you have your equipment and everything, and you cut hair. You know, you cut their hair, and when you cut their hair, especially when you cut their hair, or even when you braiding hair or you're doing makeup, make sure that you take pictures and take videos, you know, short videos, okay, of your work, and use that to market your business. Okay, you can ask your clients if they can allow you to take pictures or take videos while you're barbering their hair, or when you're braiding their hair or their children's hair. But make sure that you respect their privacy, and make sure that you you respect their data protection in terms of their name, their address, and all of that stuff. You protect it. So if they don't want their face shown, for example, okay, you don't show their face, right? You ask them to cover their face, and just you take the picture or the video of their hair, all right? And then when you're posting, you don't mention their names, okay? But they're those who don't mind, who don't mind their face being seen, shown, and, you know, they may be content creators, or they may be business owners in some respect, and they understand the power of social media. So those kind of clients would be willing to show their face. Okay, so with those ones, you take their full face, showing the hair, showing the makeup, if it's makeup that you have done, showing the nails, showing the feet, if you've done maybe a foot spa, foot treatment for them. All right, so that is what you can do. And then there are those of you who are really good tailors, okay? Like this dress that I'm wearing, was actually made for me by my mom, okay? By my mom. So you're really good, and she's a really good example of what I'm sharing. So you're a really good tailor. You are good at making outfits, clothes. It doesn't have to be a dress. It could be skirt, top, trousers. It could be men's wear, children's wear. It could be women's wear, okay, boys' wear. But that's not what you studied. However, you're looking for a job, and you can't seem to find a job. Rather than you just giving up altogether, just if you can get materials, okay, and just start to make a few outfits, okay, you make one, you make two, you wear one, you sell the other one, you show the other one, okay, to people will start to buy. People will actually start to buy your clothes, and then you expand from there. You don't, and when you make your money, every money that you make from your business, you take a percentage, you put it back into your business, so that your business continues to grow. You continue to put out more products, and not just rely on, going back to borrowing. If you borrowed the money, you don't go back to begging. You don't go back to square one having nothing. Okay, so you make sure that whatever money you make from your business, you take a percentage, you put it back into your business, and allow your business to grow. That is how I managed to grow my business, taking a little bit at a time and buying one product at a time. Sometimes I used to buy 3 products at a time, and I'll use one and I'll sell 2. I'll use one and I'll sell 2. Like, even if it hasn't sold yet, I'll put it in boxes like these, storage boxes, and I'll keep them under my bed. That's before I got my home. Put them under my bed in the boxes and just continued building, and then when I eventually got a home, I bought these shelves. Okay, I bought 3 of them, and I started to put more, and then I bought more boxes as well, and I continued to just build my business like that. And now today it's not where I want it to be. However, it's bigger than what it was. Okay? So sometimes I used to just sell one item and I'll get so excited. Oh my gosh, I got 1 customer today. Sometimes I'll get 2 customers in a day. Sometimes I'll get 3 customers in a day. And I used to use online platform, and that's something that you can use as well to build your business. If you don't have a shop, you can use your social media platform. You can use marketplaces like I know in Nigeria now that there's eBay in Nigeria. There is Amazon in Nigeria, so you can actually put your stuff on eBay and on Amazon, and you just use international. For eBay, you use international. For Amazon, you use Amazon Nigeria, okay, or even international, and you sell your products on those platforms. I know that eBay will take a little percentage of your money for your fee. However, on Amazon takes a certain percentage of your money as well. Like, there's a set fee that they take, so you need to bear that in mind. But there's also Facebook Marketplace, which I believe is free. Okay, so you can do it that way. You can use those platforms, and also like your neighborhood, people will soon know. Once people start seeing your designs, people start seeing your outfits in places, word of mouth and everything, you start getting more customers. For me, every time I sell an item, I do a video of packing my products and I post them, and then I take screenshots of the item that has been bought, and I create reels out of them or posts out of them, and I post them, and that gets me more customers. Okay, so even if I don't have anyone sharing about my business or talking about my business, me marketing, doing my videos actually helps my business out. Okay, shout out to my children. My children, they have their platforms. They actually, what's it called? The videos that I make actually is shared on their platforms. So shout out to Sarah Wood, Sarah Kua Wood, and also shout out to David Ohene Frimpong. So yeah, you can follow them, by the way, on Facebook for business only. Business only. I manage their page, so anything inappropriate, you will be deleted and you will be blocked. Okay, so yeah, I use their platforms, and I also share what the products that I use. So the clothes that I wear, I will share where it is from, which is from my company most of the time. And some of the things that my son especially wears, most of them is from our company. So when you see him wearing it, you ask where it's from, I'll tell you it's from our company. So you just go to our business page and you patronize our business. That way, my daughter, she doesn't live with us at the moment. However, when you see things on our page, on her page, you can still purchase from there. You know exactly where to go, and it's linked, and it goes straight into. It will take you straight into our store where you'll be able to purchase items for girls. Okay, so those are some of the things that you can do as a person, as a student who has just come out of either university or college, okay, or even if you finish school, like secondary school, and maybe you don't have the fees to go on to further education, you can use your skills to still build a business on the side, and then once you have enough for your fees and you want to go back to further your education, you can actually do that. You can actually use the profit from your business to actually go and study. Some colleges it's only 3 days a week, and then the rest of the time you can be doing working, but you'll be working on your business rather than on a 9 to 5 job. Okay, so those are things that those are the skills that you could do. Some of you are electricians. You could make flyers and just do people's repairs at home. Some of you are great plumbers. You can do that and do that as a business, as a side business. Not on the side. Sorry, I keep getting distracted because I'm thinking I'm speaking to two kinds of people. Those who are in a 9 to 5, but no, today is for those who are actually just out of work. They're not in a 9 to 5. They don't have a job or anything, but they have skills. Okay, so you could actually create flyer and make a business out of that skill of doing plumbing. Some of you are good bricklayers. You could make bricks, make it on the side, and sell it to builders, people who do buildings. You can do that on construction site. Some of you, you're good at DJing. Okay, you're good at DJing. You can do that. Create a flyer and you can do DJing for people's parties, people's birthdays, baby shower, weddings, events. You could do that and get paid. So building a business using your skills. Some of you are good at you enjoy shopping, but not just enjoy shopping, like where to get really good deals. And you can use that is a skill, having eyes to detail. You can actually use that as as a business. You can begin to source for things for people and ship it to them, and they pay you for it. I heard I call them my friends, but they're not really they're not my friends because I don't know them personally, but I know them through social media. So I found out in Nigeria, people use personal shoppers. Okay, so there'll be a person who maybe lives in the UK like myself, and the other person lives in Nigeria, and they'll love to have some of the items that we have in our stores. For example, like Zara, Primark, stores that are not in Nigeria, but they love the products of these stores, the brand of these stores, right? So they would get you to actually buy them the items, and then you ship it, and then they'll give you your money, and then you ship the item to them to Nigeria, and once they get it, you get your money, you get paid, and this is a consistent business that you can do, a service that you can provide, that you can set up as a business, so you're not necessarily employed by that person, but you're providing a service for the person, so you can have more than one customer. Okay, and the same thing, I actually found out somebody else does the same thing with groceries, where you literally source the kind of groceries that they want, and you ship it you post it out to them, and they pay you. Okay, so you go to the market, they give you a list of things that they want, you go to the market, you shop and everything, and then you send it out to be delivered to them, and then you get your money. So, pardon me. So that is another thing that you can do. Okay, so those are some of the ideas. Okay, if you have any questions, do feel free to send me a DM with your questions. And if you want a one-to-one session or sessions, one-to-one sessions with me on how to build your business from scratch, whether you're in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria, like you're in the UK or outside of the UK, no matter where you are, as long as you are Nigerian student, you can actually send me a DM on this platform or on Dynamic Entrepreneurs, and I'll get back to you. I'll give you a slot, which one is better for you, and we'll take it from there. Okay, but although the service I offer is free, I ask that people don't waste my time, because my time is valuable. Okay, so if I notice that you're not putting in the work, I'll stop working with you. If I notice that you are wasting my time and you're not actually implementing what I asked you to implement to build your business, because I'll not do all the work for you. However, I'll support you if you're doing the work. If I notice that you're not doing the work, you're not pulling your weight towards the building of your business, I'll stop working with you. Okay? I'll stop working with you. And if I recommend people who I work with to you for the building process of your business, know that these people are actually business owners in their own right. So although you don't pay me, you'll pay them. So if I recommend, for example, a website designer, you would have to pay that website designer. If I recommend a book cover designer, a graphic designer, you're going to have to pay them for your flyers. If I recommend to you somebody who designs t-shirts and stuff, you're going to have to pay them for their service, because they're business owners in their own right. They're affiliated with us, but they're not, they're not owned by us. They're business owners. It's their own businesses, therefore they deserve to be paid their fee. Okay? And the fee they cut for you is what they cut. I don't determine their prices for you. Okay? And if they tell me that they gave you a price and you didn't do it, and you didn't deliver on your side, like paying them, I'll tell them not to offer you that service, to withhold whatever they have created for you, and they can monetize it. Okay, and you'll be the one losing out. So bear that in mind. Okay, so now that brings us to the end of this particular segment of the live. So I'm just going to be preparing my orders for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, so okay. So they ordered size 4 nappies is what they ordered, 2 of them. Where's our size 4 nappies? No, those are size 5s, size 6. Okay. Size 4 should be here. Yeah. Okay. So size 4. I'm going to put that in my bag here. I'm going to put them in there for now because I need to create content with it. So after this live. Okay. Now. Alright. I would have to restock size 4. Okay. Alright. So those are my size 4. Those are my nappies sorted. I also need bags. Okay, hopefully. Okay, so I'll need 2 of these bags, mailing bags, the large ones. And then I need, let me put these back. Okay, I'll need to get there's a couple of tongs that I want to you can put these up here. Put those up there. Nappies. And okay, put these nappies up some I'm not looking for them. I also need okay. I was gonna say I need sellotape, fragile sellotape. However, I can't find that right now, so I'm just gonna leave it. I'll do that tomorrow. But that is it, guys. I shall see you in the next live, okay, where we'll be talking about more business ideas for students in Nigeria. If you have any questions, do feel free to share, to ask the questions, whether it's in the comment section or in the DM. I don't mind, okay? Just make sure that they are appropriate. Any inappropriate comments or questions, they'll be deleted. And if you're consistent at doing that, you will be blocked from all my platforms. Okay? Have a great night. I shall see you all tomorrow. Bye.